All right, so thanks for joining me in today's video. What we're going to do in this episode is cover the easiest ways to trade stocks using the moving average. So that's going to be our core focus. And if you've been looking at moving averages, you're not sure what they are, we're going to go ahead and cover those things in simple detail. Before we continue though, go ahead and let me know what your favorite trading indicators are or things you've been looking at in the comments below. So that way we can go ahead and make some more videos related to that and bring you some additional great content. All right, so let's get started and take a look at moving averages. So first off, what in the heck are moving averages, or what is a moving average? And if we go ahead and take a look here, this is TradingView. There's a yellow line right here, which is a moving average. Okay, so what happens with prices is prices are constantly hopping around all over the place. And in order to smooth things out, okay, we use a moving average. So all it does is go ahead and take some data points and then divides them together, and you get an average of what the price has been. Now, if price is moving a little too quickly, that average is lagging, and it's taking those back points to add them all together. Now, you could add in, let's say in this case, I have 100 data points. Let's say we're just averaging out five previous days. You can see the average now looks much more like the actual price. So now you get a smooth kind of picture there. But if you go ahead and change that to maybe like 15, now you get to see a little bit more of a trend, a little bit, hey, are we trending there or there? And this is where it gets really interesting, because now you could go to, let's say, 100-day moving average. You can see, hey, now are we trending to the upside? Or as we go here, are we trending to the downside? And you can just see the way the moving average is going. And when it crosses over, this is kind of how you might actually go ahead and start using these things. So you might be wondering, like, well, why would you use these moving averages? And there's a lot of reasons to them. Number one, you could go ahead and use it as a trading indicator, such as when to get into prices or when to get out. Like, when does it cross over, or the price crosses through it or above it. You could also use it as a stop or stopping out point. You could use it as a way to look at trends, okay, to see, hey, are we trending to the upside without all the clutter? So there's many benefits to using moving averages. You can also see how far is the price away from normal, because the moving average is actually more of a normal price, and prices get a little too far extended from the average, and then eventually they'll come back to the average. So there's a lot of different reasons to use this. And what I want to do is go ahead and show you the easiest way to use these moving averages in your trading. Okay. So I find one of the simplest ways to teach people how to trade using a moving average, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist or have been trading for a long time to really use moving averages effectively, is pick a moving average that makes sense for you for the length that you'd like to trade, and you might tweak it. So let's say we're still here on this moving average, and I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this moving average. This is going to be a 21 moving average there. Let's see, this other one over here, this is the 100. So okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually look at when do we get in to the stock. And the way we're going to do it is when it crosses, you could say 3 bars in a row, and it's above the moving average, you'd get into the stock. So let's say you'd get into the stock over here. So this might be one spot you get in, but then it rolls over. So then you get stopped out. The minute you're under the moving average by 2 bars, you get out. So that could be, hey, an exit point. So this was a break-even trade. The next one might be over here. Okay, so you got into the stock, and then you're holding the stock, and then you got out over here. So it's a pretty nice run up when you think about it, just by using the moving average. Then you look at when's the next one. Okay, so now you start finding, well, when's the next time it's crossing? Here, you're not in the stock. Okay, and now again, we're, let's say, 3 bars above, somewhere over here you got in, and now you're holding that stock and letting it run. So as simple as that is, it's a nice way to kind of start seeing things on the chart of when to get in and when to get out on the moving average, or based on the moving average. Now here I have TC2000 by Worden. And what I like about this is I can actually do a couple other things on here a lot easier than I can the other way. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Meta in a similar way. And what you'll be able to see here is I can actually color code some things here. So I'll add a conditional color. And what I'll do is, as the moving average, okay, and we're going to do the exponential, and the one that I'm using right now is, well, let's just do 100 as well. okay, the 100 moving average is crossing up, okay, what we'll do is we'll color code those bars white, okay, and we'll change this also to the 100, okay. So now we've got exponential moving average there, and then what we'll do is we'll exponential moving average is above the 100, okay. So now what you can see is a very nice clear indicator to show you when do you get into the stock, okay. Hey, it's turning white, 3 bars later, you get into the stock. So it's a nice way to do that. If it's not white, you can forget it and avoid it. And I find if you simplify these things for you personally, you know, on the trading platforms, the red, the green, all this stuff, all these colors make things a little bit more complicated. So why don't we just make it, you know, like a dull color? And now I don't really care about anything unless it's white. So as we cross up into that, now I pay attention. If we don't, I'm not worried about it. So now you can pull up any stock chart here and kind of get an idea of, hey, what am I going to do here when it comes to, let's say, Boeing? Do I get into the stock or not? Well, if it's above or it's white or it's color coded there, then I'm in the stock. The minute it breaks below, I'm not. You can take a look at, let's say, Amazon. Same thing. If it's white and I've got 3 bars in, I could get into it. And that's kind of a nice way to use a moving average. So I hope that you found these, you know, little secret tricks to using these moving averages a little bit handy and helpful, because you know, a lot of people overthink them or say they're too boring or I need more complicated tools. But the reality is most people don't know how to use the tool correctly and how to use it to their benefit. And by doing this, you can see how it eliminates the noise and the clutter. Otherwise, what you're going to have is you're going to have RSI, MACD, all these other things, but you're still not using them correctly. So my goal and objective for you is to use the tool that you have properly, even if it's something as simple as a moving average. And again, let's pull up something like Disney here. You can see here, might have gotten into the stock, then gotten out of the stock, you know, gotten in, maybe gotten out. So certain stocks you get stopped out. Other stocks, let's say Target here, okay, gotten into the stock early on over here, allow that run to continue, okay, and get out somewhere over there. So, you know, it's going to vary depending on how you trade it and the moving average that you have set up. But you can also adjust and tweak this based on, say, hey, maybe I don't want the 100 moving average. Maybe I want 150 instead. And then, of course, I'd have to change my color-coded bars here as well to the 150. And that would make things a lot more clean rather than looking at all the different pricings and things going on in the marketplace. I can just see, hey, there's my color, there's white, I gotta get in it. And then the rest, I'm not even worried about or paying attention to it. So anyway, I hope that helps and gives you an understanding to trading moving averages and learning a really simple way to taking that moving average and using it as a trading indicator for an entry, for an exit, and just using them a little more effectively without getting into the clutter. I like to keep these things simple, so definitely check out our website, check out more great videos that we have on the channel, and I hope to maybe hear from you in the future because we have a lot of great courses and educational material on trading. Thanks again for joining me. I'll see you next time.